If you ever wonder what you would learn from starting a clothing brand, you're on the right video, because today I will show you and break down with you 3 lessons that I learned from starting my own clothing brand. And if you guys don't know me, my name is Jay. I created brand 7 when I was 16. Right now it's been about like 1 year that I started my brand. And yeah, we're gonna break down the lessons that I learned. And the first lesson being to understand your brand identity before starting. Like, I get it that you're kind of in a rush and you're trying to start as fast as possible, but you gotta, like, there's some things that you have to really take your time to figure out before starting your clothing brand, because it's not about planning all the time, but at the same time there are some things that you still have to plan ahead, like your marketing and your brand identity, for instance. And if you want to know how to find your brand identity and what your brand will be about, literally all you have to do is just look at yourself from what you are. Like, if you want to know what your target market is, well, basically it's just yourself, because at the end of the day, your brand is nothing but a reflection of yourself. So if your brand isn't authentic to yourself, you won't be targeting the right audience, and you won't get in that good audience pool. And that's it. And for number 2, what I always say to everyone who's trying to start is, don't think about money first. And I know all of you guys want to start a clothing brand because you're probably broke, and I am too. And I was too when I first started out. Like, when I remember when I was first starting out, like, I was hoping to do like maybe like 3K, 4K, like in a few months. But the reality is that it don't work like that. And for those who will make money first, like, chances are you won't get to see that money again right away, because you probably reinvest it into the brand like right after. So yeah, be patient. Like, when you start your brand, you'll see that it's not as easy as you think. Like, you really gotta market a lot. You gotta have a good product. You gotta understand what is the audience pool that you're serving. Like, you gotta really understand what you're doing. And chances are, when you're starting out, you don't know what the hell you're doing. So you'll really, like, probably won't see any good money when you're first start out. But it's okay though, because you gotta understand that, like I was saying, you can't start a clothing brand with the mindset that you will get rich in 90 days. Like, it don't work like that. And for other people that you see on social media that's doing a lot of money with their clothing brand, it's either because they started like way before you, or they've been influencers before they had a clothing brand. Like, they've been had motion on social media. And whereas you're probably just like me, you don't know nobody, you're not an influencer yourself, you don't have no type of connections, you don't have no type of resources, so you're just starting from ground zero. And that's okay. So that's why you need to stop thinking about the money first and just start thinking about longevity and growth. Because if you value growth over money, eventually the money will get to you. And that's exactly what I'm doing, because when you start out, you want to just get as many eyeballs as you can on your brand. So you don't really have to care about the money. Just have to care about people seeing your brand everywhere. And I think that's the most important thing when you first started your brand. And the third lesson that I learned was to embrace failures. You know, when I started, I didn't sell out on drop date. I think I did about like maybe 15 sales, so it was like $400 or something like that. And obviously that's kind of great for the first drop, but it was from friends though. I don't really care about sales from my friends, because I know they bought because they knew the brand from myself. So it don't even matter. But yeah, I mean, like, when you first start out, you realize that having a clothing brand is not easy, and obviously everyone knows that. But not everybody tells everyone how actually hard it is to actually get sales. You need to do a lot of marketing. You actually need to go through a lot. and failures are part of the process. Like for example, the biggest failures that I had was obviously not selling out my first job, and on top of that, before that, I had missed samples. Like my samples, the quality of the sample was not nice, and the fitting of the t-shirts, like it was weird, and that led to the fact that the screen print on the front and the back of the t-shirt, like it was fading off. And if you know about different type of prints, you should know that screen print should last for a long time, for a long period of time. So it obviously was a big failure for me and my brand. And the last thing that I want to say, guys, is please just start. I know a lot of you guys are afraid of starting because you're afraid of maybe people's opinion on you, or you're afraid of just failing in general. And honestly, that's okay, but you gotta understand that if you don't start and try, like, you won't get where you want to be in life. And for example, me, I'm doing this long form video, and this is the first time that I'm doing it. Like, and obviously I did a lot of different takes to do this video because I've been bugging, and obviously, like, I'm not the best. Like I stutter, and I mess up sometimes, and that's okay, because you gotta be okay with failing, because if you don't fail, you won't get better. Like, and if you won't get better, you won't get where you want to be in life. That's simple, right? And another example is when I first started my brand, I remember that I sucked at doing designs because I was designing on a school Chromebook, and I remember the first design that I did, it was pretty awful, like really awful. And it took me actually like maybe like 2 weeks to finish the design that I dropped. And obviously, like, it was mid, but like I don't regret dropping it, because obviously I was just starting out, so it ain't really my fault. I mean, it is my fault, but you get what I mean. Like, I was just starting. Like, I can't expect to be good like off 2 weeks, right? Like, you gotta understand that you gotta fall in love with the process. Like, right now, obviously I'm better at doing designs, and I'm better at designing clothes, and that goes with everything in this life. You gotta understand that it will take time for you to get where you want to be in life, and you gotta stop being so impatient, and you gotta stop beating yourself up. You just gotta focus on the things that you can control, which is the amount of work that you put in. Instead of focusing on the results, focus on the input. Focus on the work that you put in. And at the end of the day, the results will come when you are ready. And that's exactly what I want to say today, guys. So bye.